Hi guys, welcome to Essentially Elevated. Today for our fun facts, we're going to talk a little bit more about carrier oils. Carrier oils are the oils that we use to dilute our essential oils. You know, in a sense, they carry or help dilute an oil because our essential oils are very concentrated and some of them are even hot to the touch and they can really produce irritations in the skin. So more than just being a neutral agent, the importance of a carrier oil is that it's a plant or seed oil that also has its own benefits. You know, some of them are vitamins, antioxidants, and essential fatty acids. So one main rule when choosing carrier oils, because you know there's a lot of cheap stuff out there, is that a real carrier oil, like a good one, should never be odorless, light, or clear. Like, it's just part of the consistency. It's kind of like wine, you know. We're not going to talk about red wine and white wine, but you know, the thicker that it is, and it has to have a scent, and it also shouldn't be clear because that means that it's like rich, you know what I mean? Like concentrated, like really coming from the real deal. So just bear in mind that essential rule when choosing carrier oils is they should not be light, they should not be clear, and they should most certainly not be unscented, or else you're getting like a copy of something. So now that we clear that out of the way, let's talk about some of the oils that you can use to dilute your essential oils and to be able to apply them topically in a safe manner. So, you know, one that you can actually find in your home for the most part is olive oil, which is pretty much very inexpensive. And not only that, it helps reverse signs of aging and it protects you from sun damage. So those are some of the additional benefits that it has. Now the other one is sweet almond oil, which again helps with sun damage and reversing signs of aging. In addition, it evens skin tone and fights inflammation. So one of the important things about sweet almond oil is that it actually is gentle enough for a lot of sensitive skin. So when in doubt, just go to the sweet almond oil. You know, and kind of like when you are dyeing your hair, that they always tell you to take like a strand and kind of apply it to test to see how your hair is going to react. You know, when it comes to carrier oils, I'll tell you why there may be a possible intolerance in a moment. But, you know, when it comes to applying anything on your skin, you want to do a little test, you know, like try it like on the top of your hand or something and see how you react, and then see if you can apply it on your entire body. So when in doubt, just go to sweet almond oil, which is pretty like neutral and is not known to have a lot of adverse effects for people that have naturally sensitive skin. Another type of carrier oil is avocado oil, which might sound a little bit unusual, but you know, one of the main benefits of avocado oil is that it's rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants and omega-3 fatty acids. So it has like all those extra little components that make it the perfect you know, way to dilute your oils when you're doing like a hair treatment or something for your skin, because it's extra moisturizing. So avocado oil is another great one to dilute your oils with. Another one is jojoba oil, which is actually not an oil, but a liquid wax. And what that enables it to do is to have a longer shelf life than compared to other oils. So that means that it can last up to like 5 years. So that's definitely good to have around for, you know, the long run. Another important thing about this oil is that it's the one that has the closest consistency, traits, and properties from the oil that we naturally produce to protect our own skin. So it's kind of, I'm not going to say it's a replacement, of course not, but what I'm saying is that that's why it goes so well with, you know, any kind of skin type, because it's the one that's the closest when it comes to like traits. So those are some of the main ones. Then there's also the one that we use in doTerra, which is our universal diluter, which is the fractionated coconut oil, which the only difference is that we extract the fats from it. That's why it's able to keep a liquid consistency, because if you guys notice, coconut oil, it will vary with temperature, and it's all due to the fats that it contains. So if you have it in the fridge, it's gonna be like a pasty kind of consistency, and if you have it like in room temperature or in a hot weather, it's gonna be liquidy. So sometimes, you know, the regular coconut oil is perfect for the blends that, you know, you want to use it more like a cream or a lotion or something like that, because the moment that you apply it on your skin, it's going to melt. But then, you know, for something like on the go, you want it to already be in a liquid consistency and to not leave like any greasy remains, right? So coconut oil is also great. It's also antibacterial. And due to that property, that's why it's so great to use when it comes to like blends or homemade recipes of toothpastes and anything that's like antibacterial. It also contains healthy fats, antioxidants, and antifungal properties. That's why I said it's so great for anything that you're doing that's self-care product, to like for cleansing, for protection, for, you know, fighting bacteria, viruses, whatever. Coconut oil is the way to go. And then the last one, which is the very common one, is the sesame seed oil, which this is what I was saying earlier, that I said you can have a bad reaction to some oils, not only because of skin sensitivity, but also because of allergies. You know, if you have a natural allergy to sesame, I mean, I don't want to predict anything because I'm not a doctor, but you may very well have an allergy for it, like topically, because you just reject sesame altogether. It's like, I don't know, being allergic to gluten and then like drinking a beverage that has gluten or putting a cream that has gluten. Like, if it's an allergen that you're aware of, you will very likely reject it in all of its shapes and forms. So just don't go there. And another thing to keep in mind when it comes to sesame seed oil is to choose the one that's untoasted, or else you will smell like, you know, Chinese food the rest of the day. So that's another thing to bear in mind when you're using sesame oil. So these are all great ones to use to dilute any of your oils. And like I said, they also have those extra benefits in themselves, you know, the vitamins, the minerals, the antioxidants, the fatty acids, which are very nourishing for the skin. And now I want to leave you with some of the tips of how to use, like, how to dilute some of the common oils for like the different scenarios. So when you're doing your own recipes, for example, you know, you should have like a general standard. So 6 to 15 drops of essential oil are good when they're diluted with like 1 tablespoon of carrier oil. So that's just like a basic ratio for you to have. Of course, some oils are hotter, so you want to be careful to use less of those drops. However, you know that with doTerra, everything is so concentrated that you need less, that we go by the principle of less is more. So just know that 1 tablespoon of carrier oil is that powerful to dilute just like 6 to 15 drops of essential oil. Now, be mindful that this is like for general skin things, but if you're going to apply a product or make a blend for your face, you should definitely change the ratio to be more secure. So that means using way less essential oil and the same rate of carrier oil. So it would be 1 tablespoon of carrier oil for 3 to 7 drops. That's when you're doing things on your face. You want to be extra careful. Now, another tip for diluting when it comes to doing baths, you know, for filling the tub, is that if you just leave your essential oils, if you just, you know, drop them on the bath, they will generally stay on the top of the water and they will directly hit your skin. So if you don't want that to happen, there's 3 ways to blend essential oils to use them in the bathtub. So one of them is to mix them with sugar. Another one's to mix them with salt. And the third one, you guessed it, is mixing it with oil prior to putting it inside the bathtub. So, you know, that'll ensure that it doesn't hit your skin directly. You know, if you got sensitivities, it's just like best to always be cautious. So those are some like 3 little tips of how to like get started on diluting your things. And last but not least, for this section of fun facts of today, I want to leave you with a very, very simple recipe to make your own perfume out of essential oils. So all you're going to need to make your own perfume with essential oils is 1 tablespoon of 100 proof alcohol, and if it's 190, even better, and 1.5 teaspoons of distilled water. Why does it have to be distilled? because anything that you're going to make as a product and that you're going to save and store and apply to your skin, if it's not coming from distilled water, it's definitely going to encourage bacterial growth. So now you're exposing yourself to contaminants and you're saving them. So now during the time that they're being stored, they're going to become even more infectious and contaminated for your skin. So just make sure that all your recipes are always done with distilled water. You know, no tap water whatsoever. And then you're going to add about 30 drops of your favorite mix of essential oils. Sometimes you can mix like, you know, put a few of this one, a few of that one. And what's awesome about it is that when it comes to making your own perfume, it's very much like wine. Like the longer that you store it, starting from like 48 hours that you just like let it like stay there, up to like 6 weeks, you can get like a more rich scent the longer that you store it. So just make sure for that you always use glass containers, and if they're dark colored, then even better, because that's going to ensure that, you know, the oil stays like in its perfect composition, you know? So that's how you make your own perfume, and just put it like in a glass spray bottle. And like I said, the longer that you store it, it's going to get like a very rich aroma. So when it comes to making your own perfumes, bear in mind that there are some scents that are very much part of a category. So just to make it simple, know that the oils can be divided between spicy, floral, herbal, citrus, and woody. Okay, so some of the woody ones, obviously sandalwood. Some of the floral ones are lavender. Some of the spicy ones are cinnamon, clove, and bergamot. Some of the herbal ones are basil and marjoram. And some of the citrus obviously are grapefruit, wild orange, and lemon. So, you know, just like mix and match depending on what scent you like the most. Is it gonna be like a more like, is it a nighttime kind of perfume, or is it a day one where you can play with like with the citrusy elements? And it also, you know, uplifts your mood, because you know that citrus oils are very mood uplifting. So just think about the benefits of making your own perfume, and I hope it gets you excited, because I know that doing yourself recipes can get a little overwhelming sometimes. So I found this recipe that was like simple enough. All you need is what I told you, 1 tablespoon of alcohol, which is 100 or 190 proof alcohol. Then you need 1.5 teaspoon of distilled water. And then you just need to play around with the kind of essential oils that you want to make your perfume out of. And you can add up to 30 drops. So that's it for today. I hope you guys have a great day. Please subscribe to our channel, visit us on Instagram, check out our promotions for the week, and I hope to see you next time.